Hey, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending upon where you are. I guess here in the States, it's pretty much good afternoon for all of us. Welcome to week 4 of We Supply America. We have just been having an amazing tour across this country. We have 8 amazing episodes to share with you as we're out championing the noble calling of distribution. And today, we have the amazing opportunity to share with you our 4th episode, and you're going to get to see the insights of a great Midwestern company by the name of Indiana Oxygen, over 105-year-old family-owned independent business that truly, when we talk about the noble calling of distribution, you can think about Indiana Oxygen. And we're going to get started here in just about 2 minutes, so come on in. As you come on in, let me know that you found us on LinkedIn Live, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're coming in from. Let me know in the comments. I'll be watching for the comments, and we will see you. We're going to get this party started in exactly 2 minutes. We'll see you then. Hey everybody, Dirk Beveridge here with We Supply America, coming to you live from the We Supply America RV south of Minneapolis, staged for another tour visit tomorrow with Viking Electric, and I absolutely cannot wait for tomorrow and every stop, and I cannot wait because in about 24 minutes, we are going live with the 4th episode of We Supply America featuring Indiana Oxygen. And I know you are just going to be touched, you're going to be inspired, and you're going to get insights and lessons that you are going to be absolutely able to lift into your business. I see some people coming in and telling me that there's a different link. I understand that as my problem. I put the wrong time into Restream, but I had to go live. The show must go on, and this is where we are. So as you find us, let me know that you're here. Susan, thank you for being here. Everybody else, let me know. I see that you're coming in. Let me know, please. So 24 minutes until we go live. Let me share with you some of the things we're doing here with We Supply America. You know, for those of you that have been following us, you know that we are out championing the noble calling of distribution. Doing that by telling the inspirational stories of independent distributors across this country. And the inspirational stories we are finding are absolutely inspiring, they're insightful, and they tell the noble calling of distribution. I don't know if you saw, but in the last 8 days or so, we started a campaign within a campaign of We Supply America. And we call this the Without Distribution campaign. Think about it. What would we be without distribution? Distribution is a $6.9 trillion industry. That is the third largest industry on this planet behind the GDP of the US and China. It touches everything, every city, every town, every physical thing that we have in our home, in our businesses, most likely have gotten to you through distribution. We don't have what we have without distribution. I truly find that noble. So the Without Distribution campaign, think about just a few. You know, home builders don't build without distribution. The materials, the tools don't get to the job site without distribution. Home builders don't build without distribution. Think about the electricity that we take for granted, right? Our electrical grid. We can't flip on a switch, light switch. We don't have refrigeration. We don't have air conditioning if our grid is not electrified. And our electrical grid is not electrified without distribution. How about what we consume, what we eat, what nourishes us? The supermarkets where we go and we go buy our apples, we go buy our toilet papers, we go buy whatever. Supermarkets are not super without distribution. And you know what I think started this whole thought process of without distribution? You know, last Tuesday, Jeff Bezos, the former CEO of Amazon, the founder of Amazon, spent 11 minutes, less than 11 minutes, but it took an 11-minute flight. A couple of those minutes he was in space. And the fact is, safe human space flight doesn't take flight without distribution. The parts, the rocket engine, if you will, parts, if you will, don't get there without distribution. In the labs, in the testing labs, everything that's required to have that flight go up, Blue Origin go up, much of it went through the hands of distribution. And certainly coming out of the pandemic, right? Healthcare isn't healthy without distribution. So I truly believe that what you all do is in fact noble. And we are out crisscrossing this country now on a Seed, a Shining Seed tour, championing the noble calling of distribution. And for one, I'd like to thank every single one of you for what it is you do. So We Supply America, we started the day before Memorial Day. We're going through Labor Day. Has 3 key phases to it. Phase 1 is the production phase. That's when we were out with our video crew of Jordan and Josh, meeting 8 fantastic distributors and learning about what they do. And those have become the episodes. You're going to meet one of those today. As we went through that production phase, meeting those 8 businesses, we then went to phase 2, and that's the airing of the episodes. Every Thursday at 3 o'clock, like today, we're airing the episodes like Indiana Oxygen today. And here's the episode. Phase 1, we went and recorded and produced these. Phase 2, we're airing these every Thursday. We started with Porter Pipe. We then went into an electrical distributor at Wiseway, then into a dental distributor with Benco Dental. And today, gases and welding, Indiana Oxygen. Next week, we're going to feature a food service equipment distributor in Great Lakes Hotel. The following week, we're going to feature Havis Truck and Auto Parts, a Vipar shareholder and member, who absolutely, think about how they keep the trucks on the road supplying America. The following week, we'll go to the janitorial and sanitation segment of distribution, and you'll meet an amazing company and the people of Hill and Marks. And we'll conclude the final week with the Granite Group, another great organization supplying America in the plumbing segment and the like. So 8 episodes, phase 1 and phase 2. And that brings us to phase 3. And that is where the touring is continued, where I'm out right now south of Minneapolis, getting ready to go meet another great distribution business tomorrow, Viking Electric. Again, I can't wait to get there. So here's what we've done in July and August. We've divided the country into 4 segments, 2-week segments. I have now gone over 8,000 miles. I have now gone over 8,000 miles since July 5th, traveling the country, meeting distributors, and sharing their stories with you socially. So where have we gone? Take a look at this since July 5th. We started up in the northeast part of the country, and we met Bender Supply. We came down further south to the Pennsylvania area, the Philadelphia and Reading area, where we met an appliance distributor in Alma, an electrical distributor in Fromm. We met a building materials distributor in C.H. Briggs, and outdoor power equipment. We went further south to North Carolina with Carswell. We went into the janitorial sanitation and met Camo in Georgia and Imperial Dade in Georgia. We then came over, started our move west, got into Louisiana, and we met the great family independent business Coburn Supply. Been in business supplying that area that region for over 100 years. Then we came north, and we met a fun organization in Holt Electric, an amazing company, CK, and the people in the industrial gases like Indiana Oxygen today in Missouri. And then this week, I made my way up to Wisconsin, and on Tuesday we were with the great people of First Supply in the plumbing side, and then I went back over from Madison to Milwaukee, and I met the great people of Marsh Electronics in Milwaukee. And you guys, these tours are just absolutely fantastic. These stops are allowing us to drill down deeper into what we mean by this noble calling of distribution, finding more and more inspirational stories. So just a couple of things from this week. I arrived at First Supply, and they made an amazing day of it. They had all of their suppliers. They had not all their suppliers, pardon me. They had 4 or 5 Wisconsin-based suppliers come out to meet their customers during the time that I was there. And it was fantastic to see their employees, their customers, and their suppliers interacting together. First Supply brought out the bratwurst and everything Wisconsin, and they fed their suppliers, their customers, their employers in their training room on Wisconsin. You see the W right there, and it was fantastic. And in that room, Katie Paling, the CEO of that company, and myself, we had about a 20-minute Q&A talking about the noble calling of distribution, what it meant to those employees and the customers and the suppliers of First Supply. So everybody at First Supply, thank you so very, very much. From there, I went east a little bit to Milwaukee, where I met the great people of Marsh Electronics. And wow, I was met when I pulled up. Jim Beveridge, one of the owners of the business, he loves banners, he loves flags, and look at what he did. He went out and got a We Supply America banner flying in front of that company. And just when I pulled up, man, my heart was touched. And I know that We Supply America means so much to Marsh Electronics. From there, we had a chance to tour not only the distribution center, not only the sales, not only the administration offices, but we got back into the Marvac, where they do assembly for their customers. And we got to meet individuals and see how they work. This is Shay. Shay is a spirit. She is a light that brings goodness to this world, to the work that she does at Marsh Electronics. And one of the things I found out about Shay yesterday, or 2 days ago, was that the day I was there was her first year anniversary. And she just absolutely loves everything about Marsh Electronics, how it's helping her grow and fulfill her potential in what it is she does. And man, I tell you what, Shay is on that floor and commands that floor out there in that Marvac area. It's just super, super cool. And then here's something else that I think is just absolutely great. Here is Jim and his brother Steve Beveridge, both 50% owners of this company that is over 75 years old, independent organization. Again, a great story here. let me come here if you don't mind. A great story about Marsh Electronics is the company was founded by a gentleman by the name of Marsh, and the Beveridges, Steve and Jim's father, was involved in the business, and then it got sold to a larger business. And what happened was Jim and Steve's father found that the business was getting lost in that larger conglomerate, and saw that it was getting lost in the conglomerate, and that eventually it was going to go away. And so what did Jim's and Steve's father do? What he did is he went out and bought the business from that conglomerate and brought it back to become an independent, family-owned business. And it's now in the hands of his sons, Jim and Steve here. And again, independent, family-owned businesses. Saved over 125 jobs. Just absolutely, to me, the epitome of the noble calling of distribution. And again, Jim not only welcomed me with the banner out front, but you walk through their facility, man, and you see the We Supply America banner hanging proudly throughout that organization. And it is absolutely fantastic how they are bringing that message to their employees, reminding them about the nobleness of what they do, no matter what their role is at Marsh. And it's reminded hanging proudly over their heads every single day. So these tour stops are absolutely fantastic. They're inspiring, the stories we're getting out of them. And as those of you that have been following, you know how we end most of these stops with a little We Supply America tour cheer. And let me show you that cheer from Marsh 2 days ago. Okay. All right, Marsh Electronics, how you feeling? Marsh Electronics, how you feeling? 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys, thank you so much, man. Great job. Great job. Give me that woo again. Nice. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks. Thanks, you guys. So, you guys, I love that. I love when we come together like that and we give that We Supply America tour cheer. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great cap to the day. So let me share with you how our tour is continuing. And by the way, we've got about 9 minutes or so until we go live with the 4th episode of We Supply America, and that's in Indiana Oxygen. And as we're waiting for that, let me tell you where the tour continues on. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Minneapolis with Viking Electric, and then I'm going to head back down to Chicago. And oh my gosh, does Michelle have an amazing day scheduled for us at Advanced Electrical Supply. Then I'm going to make my way west, and I'm going to meet with the great people of Republic Steel in Davenport, Iowa, and then New Cooperative in the agricultural industry in the middle of Iowa. Then we're going to come back up here to Minneapolis, where we're going to meet with DSG and then Dalco. And then we're going to meet with Edney Distributing, I believe here in the Minneapolis area again. Then we're going to make our way south and start going west, Sioux Falls and O-Rings Sales and Service. So the tour continues. We're stopping at about 3 or 4 different distributors every single week, getting these stories, continuing to champion the noble calling of distribution. So I'd really encourage, I would absolutely love to stop by your business as well to tell your story through our social channels and the like. And so here's what the tour has coming up. We have, after Kansas City, we are moving west, and you see these cities that we are beginning to talk to individuals to bring the tour in Denver, Salt Lake City. We're going all the way out to Portland, Oregon, from sea to shining sea. Going to come back down to Las Vegas, Scottsdale, around to Houston. By the way, does anybody know how long of a drive it is from Scottsdale to Houston? You know, I just thought, oh, you know, that's a little hop, you know. No, it is over 1,200 miles, man. That's going to be a 2-day trek for me, man. But that's okay. That's what we're all about here, doing whatever it takes to get out there. And then we're going to be going over to Houston and Dallas. And then maybe even afterwards, as I make my way back home, some people in the Indianapolis and St. Louis area are reaching out. So we might continue this on even after Labor Day. But if you're in those cities, or if you're in between those cities, please, please, please reach out to us because we want to come by and celebrate you and your people as we're championing the noble calling of distribution. How do you do that? Well, take out your phone right now, text Meetup to 847-744-8570, and that is going to get the process started, okay? So with that, what I'd like to do right now, guys, thank you for being here. We've got about 5 minutes, 6 minutes until we go live. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to acknowledge that we cannot do this without our sponsors and without support. And one of our sponsors is Infor, an ERP system that is made specifically for distribution, one of the verticals that they've absolutely built the technology to run your business. Our second sponsor is Proton AI, and we have a special guest from Proton, who's joining us today, and that is Gary. Push the wrong button. Gary, there's a few things going on here, man. There's a few things going on. And that's Gary Welsh with Proton AI. Again, Gary, we couldn't do this without you. Gary, thank you for being here, man. And yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here, Dirk.
Yeah, thank you. So, Gary, real quick, tell us first about Gary and what you do for Proton AI.
Yeah, so my name's Gary Welch. I'm a regional sales director for Proton AI out of the Boise, Idaho area today. So looking forward to you making your way out west. Going to hopefully meet up with you in Denver.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love that, man. And if you know a distributor up in the Boise area, we can make a quick swing there as we're going out, potentially. So we're really fluid here.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Gary, thank you.
Awesome.
And tell me about Proton AI, the great organization that you belong to.
Great organization. So Proton AI, we provide AI-powered sales platform built specifically for distributors to help them grow sales across all of their channels. So what our tools do is help distributors by analyzing their product and customer data, stuff they have, provide personalized cross and upsell recommendations, all to really help them be more proactive and better serve their customers.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. And one of the parts of your story that I love is how it was absolutely developed out of the distribution business. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Our founder, his family runs Benco Dental. So your last episode.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Thank you. And Gary, why is it so important for you all to be so intimately involved and so intimately supportive of We Supply America?
I think you touched on it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. I mean, nothing we do would be possible without distribution. The food that we eat, the homes we live in, the cars, or the RVs that we drive, I mean, they all are made possible because of distribution. And it really is the heartbeat of our country.
It really is, isn't it? And I think it's about time we get out there and champion this backbone of our economy, this backbone of our society, this backbone of America, because everything we've got is supplied through them.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Hey, Gary, thank you so much for joining us, and thank the entire Proton team for the big support and the sponsorship. Again, we couldn't do this without you all, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you and the organization.
Yeah, thank you, Dirk. It's been an honor to be a part of the tour, and we're looking forward to the next episode.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, really. Oh, yeah. Gary, thank you so much, man. Have a great day, and I hope that smoke that's coming west clears from Boise for you soon.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Dirk.
We're thinking of y'all. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Be well. So there you have it, you guys. Again, this could not be possible without Infor and without Proton, and I really appreciate Gary coming in and sharing a few words with us. So you guys, we've got about 3 minutes until we go live with our 4th episode of We Supply America, with featuring the good folks of Indiana Oxygen. As I've been out on the road meeting with Indiana Oxygen, meeting with the other 7 that we're featuring every Thursday, and stopping 3 to 4 different distributors during this the Shining Sea tour, I've been learning some things. And when we talk about the noble calling of distribution, what are some of the things that truly does make it noble? We talk about it being the backbone. We talk about, as Gary just said, what we have, we don't have without distribution. But as I'm going through and as I'm talking to all the individuals, from the warehouse associates to the owners to the administrators to the sales team to the forklift drivers to the drivers, everybody in between. What we're finding is that, there are 7 pillars. Last week there were 6, right? Last week there were 6. And this week we've added a 7th pillar just as the story's coming together. And I truly believe that what makes these independent, family-owned businesses, like you're going to experience with Indiana Oxygen in just about 2 minutes, is 7 core pillars. 1, their purpose is deep. How they strive to make a difference beyond shipping product. And that's a key part of what they do. But what they do, the purpose is deeper. The impact they make in their local communities, the impact they make in our country, the impact they make for their employees. They're driven by a deeper purpose than what we find in Fortune 500 and global type companies. Number 2, they truly are focused on their people. And I know that in the third one, family, those terms are bantered around a bit. But as you watch Indiana Oxygen here in about 90 seconds, really listen closely for what people and family means. It's deeper than a platitude. They truly care about their people in a way that they are committed to their growth. Their business is truly a platform for helping individuals fulfill their potential and grow throughout their life and throughout their career. Family. There's a deep bond with the individuals in these independent, family-owned businesses that you don't find in other businesses. Truly, truly noble. There's an ownership mindset. In many of these businesses, the books are open and everybody understands what the business is working towards and what is required from an ownership perspective to ensure the success of the business so that everybody in the business succeeds. We got about 60 seconds before we go live with this 4th episode. And then the 5th is the pillar that I added this week. When you see the first part of this Indiana Oxygen, take a look at the expertise they bring to their customers and to the marketplace. It truly is amazing. I think that ties to the people and the family, the longevity of the individuals that you're going to see in this. 6th, the noble calling truly is a deep, deep customer centricity that all these businesses have. And 7th, with about 15 seconds until we go, is in fact profits. Profits are noble. Profits are noble. They are not bad. Without profits, these independent family-owned businesses cannot care for their people, cannot care for their employees, cannot care for the local communities as they do in such a noble way. So as you watch this 4th episode, which is about to start in 15 seconds, keep in mind these 7 pillars of what Indiana Oxygen and all the other, as Wally will tell me, from pit row at the Indianapolis Speedway towards the end of this episode, as Indiana Oxygen and all the other distributors do, keep in mind these 7 pillars and other things you can find to see what they do is truly noble. And I am just pleased to be part of championing the noble calling of distribution along with you. And gentlemen, ladies, thanks for joining us. Our 4th episode of We Supply America, 3 o'clock Central, Indiana Oxygen. Enjoy. In a world of social distancing, remote working, personal challenges, and business disruption, there are businesses with their committed, caring, and passionate professionals who kept America supplied. Distribution. It's much more than meets the eye. The pandemic shined a light on the imperative nature of supply. That light, the noble calling of distribution. These are the inspirational stories and lessons from across America. This is We Supply America.
Good morning, Dirk.
Yeah.
Welcome to Indiana Oxygen.
We've got a great day planned, I know. Just tell me about what we're going to do today.
Dirk, you're going to hopefully get some experience and some knowledge about, number one, our industry.
Yeah.
Two, our company.
Yeah.
The history of our company, and what we do to thrill our customers and go above and beyond.
Yeah.
I hope you take away from today the way we all work together as a team.
Yeah. What does the checkered flag of the Indianapolis 500 and Indiana Oxygen logo, what does that checkered flag stand for?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The checkered flag is the flag that is going when the race is over.
Yeah.
So it's all about finishing strong.
I love it. So thank you for having me. If you don't mind, I'd love to go take a look at what you guys do in the back, in the plant, see how your team is in fact finishing strong and delivering that thrill for the customers every day. Okay?
Sounds great. Let's rock. Let's rock.
Let's rock.
All right, man.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
In the famous words of the philosophers from down under that you and I both love.
Yes, sir.
Who?
Oh, AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Yes, sir.
For those about to rock.
We salute you.
I salute you. All right, let's go.
Let's
All
go.
right. Whenever I see one of these tanks on the road, I go, warning, 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 because I'm thinking about the danger and the safety aspect of it.
They're all designed to be safe. The cylinders are designed to DOT specifications.
Yep.
They get hydro tested or retested every 5 to 10 years, depending on the cylinder.
Okay.
They have safeties on the valves, so if they're overpressurized or something goes wrong with them, they have a release. They do not explode.
Right.
The company started in 1915.
Yeah.
We're still looking for the elusive 1915 cylinder in service. We've got a couple in here right now.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we've even found a 1916 at one time. We fill nitrogen and helium over here.
Okay.
Okay, the red tops are nitrogen. We fill our oxygen over on this line, just strictly oxygen.
Okay. Yep.
So now our fillers, our technicians can come up to the screen and select the gas that they want to fill.
Okay.
Be it a pure gas, a 2-part mix, a 3-part mix. When I first started here, again, I've been here 15 plus years.
Yeah.
Okay. We had all valves, manual valves, analog gauges. You had a guy that stood here and watched the panel the whole time it was filling.
Yeah.
And he would be the determining factor.
monitoring those.
He would be the determining factor on what the mix was that ended up in that cylinder.
You've been with Indiana Oxygen 16 years, did you say?
I've been on this side for 16 years. I've been with the company 21 years. It'll be 22 in October.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you come right out of the military to here?
Yes, I got out of the military August of 99, and I got to this here at October of 99, so I was out 2 months.
So what attracted you from the military to come to work for Indiana Oxygen, number one? And then number two, why do you stay here for so long?
Well, it started off with family.
Yeah.
I had 2 family members working here. My uncle, Ben Blaine Sr., he was working here for over 40 years. And my cousin, he had been here 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was getting out, I needed a job. I wanted to start working, hit the ground running, and they told me about it. So I came on in and applied, and I got a job. I've been here ever since.
You mentioned in the military a brotherhood, right? Is there a form of a brotherhood here?
Oh, definitely, man. We see each other anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, sometimes 5 or 6 days a week. So you definitely start to build a bond with some of the guys.
Yeah.
Not only at work, but outside of work. So yeah, that's a big part of it, man. It's a big part of it. We have to get along with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if we don't, I don't think it can run like a machine like it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I think right now it's running like a machine. It's a great bunch of guys in here, man.
Yeah, so I'm just really curious, Tony, I've seen the end result, right, of the filling stations and the like, but I know they're probably just big tanks, but I want to see where the gas is coming. Holy cow.
If you stand back.
Wow.
We go through one of these about 175,000 cubic feet of helium.
A month.
No, we go through that in about a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Why is helium in these smaller, longer tubes versus in one of the...
Helium and hydrogen are the 2 coldest liquids.
Coldest, okay.
They also have the smallest molecules. They want to escape from whatever you put them in.
I should have paid more attention in science class, man.
That's why everybody says it's not rocket science. Well, yeah, it is rocket
It
science.
is.
Okay.
Tim?
How are you?
Good, man. Nice to meet you. Thanks
Nice
for
to
having
meet
me
you.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me real quick, what do you do for Indiana Oxygen?
I am lucky enough to be a branch manager.
Okay. Now, how long have you been with the company?
This fall will be 22 years.
Everybody I'm talking to here has 10, 20
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. What is it about Indiana Oxygen that has kept you here for 22 years and everybody else here? And by the way, everybody is walking around here with a smile on their face. There's this collegiality I see going on.
Yeah.
What is it about this place?
I think it starts from the very beginning at the top of the levels here at Indiana Oxygen, and it's just great communication. You feel like you're more, I know you hear it all the time, but like you're a family instead of an employee or a number.
Yeah.
We look forward to coming to work here at Indiana Oxygen each and every day.
You know, I know every day in that branch, that door swings open. And who comes in that door every day?
The customer. The customer comes in that door every day.
Describe that customer to me.
That customer makes an effort to come in and see me and to help us keep the lights on and to help feed my family. Why would I not want to treat him the best that I possibly could? Yeah, he's going to have up and down days where it's hard to be nice even some days.
Yeah.
But guess what? He's paying the bills, and if he needs extra help getting that tank in or something carried out, it's easy. Those little tiny things that customer remembers that you do for them instead of just making them feel like a number.
Yeah.
That's it. And they know that the people behind the counter or in that truck cares for them. Yeah. And that's instilled early on from customer service training to the guy that you're looking up the ladder. Yeah. That next guy in line is your example. And it's been a great example all the way through this thing. And I mean it from my heart.
I can see
this is a great company to work for.
When you think about the future, and when you think about the future for Indiana Oxygen, what do you think about?
My success and our employees' success is our future. As long as we do our job and do it the best that we possibly can, that's our future. Give the family or give whoever's in corporate no reason to ever want to sell us. And that's the whole thing. Let's make us successful day after day. And that's what our future is.
What does success look like for you in terms of creating that success for your employees?
I would say that giving them the tools in everyday learning and different projects, anything that'll make them grow to become more valuable for the next step that they want to take. Not that they're forced to take, or if there's some guys that are just content,
yeah,
but there's some that aren't. Make sure that you're the guy that influenced them to grab all the wisdom they could to move to the next level.
Joe?
Dirk?
Dirk. Good to see you, man.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
having me. 20 plus years with the company?
22.
22. And you started out as?
A tractor trailer driver.
Tractor trailer driver.
Yes.
And next week?
Distribution manager.
Distribution manager.
Yes.
So from driver to managing all of distribution for this company, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about what it means to work at Indiana Oxygen for 20 plus years and the ability for growth.
I've came so far because of Indiana Oxygen.
Yeah.
I mean, with just financially and what I've been able to do with my family, and it's been very rewarding.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Can you walk me to one of your trucks there?
Sure.
When you look at this logo, okay, what does that logo mean to you?
Well, it means everything. Wally couldn't be any more loyal to Indiana Oxygen than he is. He's phenomenal, and you know, I feel like I represent that. You know, anytime I'm out, anytime I've got this logo anywhere, or I see that logo, I feel like I need to be a good representation of that, and I make sure that I am.
If somebody is looking for a career, why would you tell them to consider a career at Indiana Oxygen?
Well, you have the opportunity to make it very rewarding. This company's not going anywhere. It's been here for a long time. It's going to continue to be here for a long time. It's very well run, and you can establish yourself here and not just have a job but a career.
To me, it's just great to be able to work somewhere. I've been here 25 years. I mean, how many companies have been around 25 years? Not very many, right? So to me, I sleep well at night knowing that we're going to be here, you know. You know, in 01, we had 9/11 hit, economy came to a stop, you know. A lot of my friends lost their jobs in that. still going to work every day, still getting raises, still getting bonus money that's owed to you, and that it's great, you know. Fast forward to 08, you know, same thing hits again. Friends lose their jobs again. You know, we're still doing what we're doing, you know. Pandemic, you know, this year throws a curve in again. You know, a lot of my friends lost their jobs, laid off, and here we are. We're just still working like we normally do, just sleeping good at night, knowing that we're not going anywhere. Been here 105 years. Been through a lot of things.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, our job changes every day. Somebody needs something different, we need to send it to a different place, so we're used to, you know, going in different directions than that. So when COVID hit, you know, we're kind of used to, okay, we can change right now. We're not a big, you know, Fortune 500 where we've got several regions to think about. We can change the direction whenever we want, and I think that helped us tremendously.
Well, you fall back on like PPE and face mask and things like that. We sold tens of thousands of dollars of those at the beginning of the pandemic.
Sure.
Because our customers needed them and we found them.
Yeah.
We want to be the guys that call first when there's a problem.
You know, and if you don't mind, what you say, just I'm going to come back to the noble calling, right? That noble calling of being in, you know, running this business in a way that you are rock solid knowing that we're going to be here.
Everybody that works for us feels like they work there because they feel like they're working for a family, and they appreciate it. And where we do a share of the success bonus, you know, and they appreciate that because it's contributed down. If the family makes money, everybody makes money. And it's that pride of that, and it's being able to make a difference. But because you don't have those layers to go through, and people can make even people under us, they make lots of decisions.
For sure.
We want them to, you know. And it's just, to me, that's where the difference in independent to the majors.
You know, in our industry, it's not too different from others. We have independents and we have major players, and it's very common through acquisition for those independents to become majors. And with that and job turnover, that's hard. I think people in this company know that when they come to work here, there's a future for them, not for 3 or 5 years, but 10, 20 down the road.
You know, we're coming out of the pandemic, and it's touched every company in this country. More importantly, I think it's touched every human being in this country. What did the pandemic mean to Indiana Oxygen and your employees?
I was so surprised by the adaptability and flexibility of our people. That was amazing. Cool. And we did not skip a beat. When COVID hit, I was really proud of my dad. I didn't know what his thoughts and what his process was going to be, and kind of internalizing this. And the very first thing, I think it was the first or second day this happened, he called Gary into his office and he said, my number one goal is that we don't have a layoff. No matter what, if we can keep people working, like, that is our number one goal.
Amazing.
And I think when it comes to family business, I think that speaks volumes.
That speaks huge volumes. Wally, thanks for making this happen.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. If you've never been to a race, you don't have to know anything about racing. And we can make it exciting for you just to be able to see almost 400,000 people in one place, and all the expense and the technology that goes into this, and the race can be less than a second apart for first and second place.
And the most prepared could be in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and right?
Or you take Graham Rahal, for example.
Yep.
He had a perfect pit strategy, and he was coming out of the pits on a green lap, not yellow, and was going to get ahead of the pack, so he would not be a lap down.
Yeah.
But he pulled out of his pit too fast. The guy on the left rear did not get the lug nut on, and his wheel came off in the second turn before he even got on the track and smashed into the wall.
What do you think this place, this race, means to our country?
This just oozes history and technological advances. Even the nitrogen in the tires was an idea here, because the nitrogen molecule is larger than the oxygen molecule, which is 20% of air.
Okay.
So it kept the pressures up, improved
Interesting.
fuel
I've never known
mileage
that.
and
Yeah.
so forth. You go all the way back to the invention of the automobile, and the Speedway was really the first international testing ground. So a lot of history here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Why does Indiana Oxygen exist? Why does the business exist?
Because we have 150 families who their whole planning, their own individual planning and both finances, retirement, everything is all banked on the success of the company.
Yeah.
I think at some point in time, every family business reaches a point when they ask the question, is it time to sell?
Yeah. It'd be easier, wouldn't it? Sorry, it would be easier if you sold the business.
Wow.
Your life would be easier.
Yeah, but then what's the next generation going to do?
Yeah.
And
What's the
all the
purpose?
people with it. And I'm not talking just about my family. I've got a lot of people in my organization that
150.
have given their life commitment. I've got a guy retiring next month, 46 years
My
with
goodness.
us, and he's never had another job. His dad and uncle worked here. His son and cousins have worked here. It's something that this has been his life. What if 10 years ago I sold the business? I mean, I'm sure he was talented, he'd get another job, but that's not what he planned. I think any action that you take, you have a fiduciary obligation to ask yourself, what is the impact of my decision on other people?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to ask that question.
You know, we're here talking about the noble calling of distribution, and Wally, I think what you just said is noble, is absolutely noble.
Well, Dirk,
And
again, I'm not a saint.
No, I'm not saying you are.
Because when I first took over and had to lay 20% of our people off, I wasn't, it was my fault. I never want to go through that again. I failed in my fiduciary obligation. And I'm not going to do that.
And I'm not suggesting you're a saint, right? And I'm not suggesting anybody's, but what I am suggesting is there's a heart, there's a soul, there's a heartbeat. What I see here at Indiana Oxygen, and I think it's absolutely noble.
Coming up to the yard of bricks. These are actual bricks, part of the 3,200,000 bricks that covered the entire 2.5-mile surface.
Yeah. Where we're standing is both the start and the finish. Does that start-finish have any resonance to you in terms of business?
It does. Because look at it this way. This isn't a 100-yard dash. In a 100-yard dash, the start is there and the finish is there.
Yeah.
Here, it goes around and around, and if we've finished, cross over this for a finish, there's another lap to start all over again, and that's what the next generation is going to do.
We supply America. The noble calling of distribution.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you?
Well, I'm very grateful for you taking the passion of this, because we're the people behind the scenes. I mentioned to you before, I think the worst thing you could call us is middlemen, because it's so deeper than that. We are the people that make things happen so that from point A, it goes to point B on time, the correct amount, the correct product, and we take care of all the details in the middle. People who think that they can go direct are asking for, not only for trouble, but they're asking for a lot more people they're going to have to hire to make sure it gets done right. Yeah. Why hire somebody and hope they can replicate something that already works great? We've been doing this for 106 years. Yeah. I think we kind of got it down. Yeah. And we just hope that people will trust in us. We have again, I'll use the word, we have a fiduciary obligation to make sure that they get value for what they're paying. And by doing that, we have to make sure that we give them best quality product and service at a reasonably fair price so that everybody wins. So, and thank you for bringing this to the attention. You've kind of pulled the cover back on the guys in the middle that really make it happen.
Yeah, they do, and I believe they are the backbone. You are the backbone of this country, right? We don't have the standard of living, we don't have the conveniences, we don't have the economic vitality and the engine of this country. I could go on and on. The job creation that you have created and all the other independent businesses have, it's not there without the Wally branch, the 150 employees of Indiana Oxygen.
And all the other distributors throughout the country.
30,000 others.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Wally,
Great.
What a great day.
Thank you.
If you could share one message to your employees for how they performed over the last 18 months, what would you say?
That is a great question. I would say outstanding, over and above anything I could have imagined. It makes me emotional. honestly, thinking about it. Yep.
What drives that emotion?
Probably how much I care about him.
How much?
Wally, the family, and our people. I can't think of many things I wouldn't do for him.
And if you could tell Wally, his father, and his grandfather,
Yeah.
one thing, what would that be?
So grateful. Thank you. And we got a long way to go. And we'll continue to get there and execute.
Proton AI is proud to partner with We Supply America to tell the stories of the industry that we're exclusively focused on serving with our unique software platform. We build AI-powered tools, workflow tools, and sales enablement tools that help distributors grow their revenue. We care a lot about this industry. It's the industry that I grew up in, and we're proud to be a part of this project to help tell the story of the companies that serve America.
We Supply America!
My goodness, huh? I gotta tell you something, man. I for years as my kids were growing, they're 32 and 30 now, and I still say it to them. Something I've always said to them is, there's so much goodness in this world. There is so much goodness in this world. And when I look at what we just saw at Indiana Oxygen, it just reinforces my belief. It just reinforces, what I've tried to teach my children, that there's so much goodness in the world that it's true and it's right. I'm not sure how often we use business and goodness in the same sentence. But with each episode of We Supply America, with each tour stop, with each person that I have a chance to meet, it's absolutely reinforcing that there's so much goodness in this world. And two of the individuals who are responsible for a lot of that goodness are part of the leadership team at Indiana Oxygen. And I'd like to bring them in right now. Wally Brent and Gary Halter. Can I ask you guys to come together just a little bit more? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Guys.
There we go.
Guys, hello. Thank you for joining us.
How's it going?
I'm Gary, you and I.
Thank you, buddy.
Gary, you and I, we could get together. I'm emotional right now, seeing all that come together. But go ahead. I'm sorry. So, guys, number one, thank you for allowing us to come in, spend the day with you in June, your team, learn about Indiana Oxygen, learn about how you supply America, learn your aspect of the noble calling of it. And thank you for allowing us to feature you in this 4th episode, guys. Thank you so very, very much for that, number one.
Wow, what a privilege, though. And I got to tell you, Dirk, I was just emotional myself, just watching people be able to talk to you from their hearts without any prompting or script. It was pretty emotional for me, and I know it was for Gary.
Yep. So glad you chose us to be part of your We Supply America tour stop.
Yeah.
What a privilege.
Well, it was an easy decision, guys. And as you could see from there, can I just ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind? Wally, you alluded to it. But guys, this was the first time you saw the episode. We don't allow you to preview it, right? This was no editing rights. It's right. That's the first time you got to see it. And Wally and Gary, as you sat back and you saw some of those 150 employees talk about Indiana Oxygen, talk about their career, talk about what it's meant to them and their family, what was going through your mind hearing the stories that some of those 150 employees you have shared with us?
Well, it really hit home how dependent everyone in the company is on the integrity of the leadership in providing the security that we're going to be around and that we're not going to be tempted to sell. And that makes me, it just warms my heart to know that impact on everyone. I'm so proud of everyone that you interviewed, everyone that was on screen. I just can't describe how emotional that makes me feel. It's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, and Dirk, I would just add to that. It's good to know how passionate our people are about the business and about each other, but also they know how much we care about them, which we hope is one of the reasons that they will continue to be with us for many years to come.
Without a doubt, guys. And I think that shined through brightly, right? I mean, and you know, a tangible example, just one tangible example of that. Wally, when your son talked about that first day of COVID and you called Gary in and you said, you know what, there's not going to be one layoff. We're taking care of our people, right? Noble as hell, just, you know, and I think that's a tangible way of showing that care. But let me ask you guys something else. You know, I'd love to know if anything else stuck out for you, but you know, a couple of them that stuck out for me. When I'm in the showroom talking to your branch manager, and I asked the question, "What is the future of Indiana Oxygen?" You remember what he said there? He said that it's my success, right? That his success, his ability to grow, and then he alluded to his ability to help his team grow, drives the company's success, but then drives his and his team's success. I think that's so important for all of us in leadership to understand. When you heard that, or when you hear me talk about it now, what comes to either of your minds there?
Well, Dirk, maybe I shouldn't have done this, but after a while under the pandemic where I couldn't call on customers, vendors couldn't call on me, got a little stir crazy. So I drove to a lot of our branches just to see what was going on. And I went to Marion to Tim Miranda's branch. I didn't even know this. He didn't know I was coming. He made it convenient for his customers to do a drive-through. And when I got there, there were four cars in the queue waiting to get their product. And he was going out and he was talking to each one of them, making sure that they got the order right. It was raining, and he just wanted to make sure that the customer experience didn't suffer at all. You can't dictate that. That's from the heart.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet. Gary?
Yeah, Tim exudes customer service. It's our number one priority. Our customers are why we are in business. And he is the epitome, and many of our branch managers, if not all of them, are the epitome of customer service excellence. And in the long run, that's why we are all here.
You bet. And you opened up the show with that, Gary, that your focus on thrilling the customer, right? And you can say that. You can say that, but then Wally, to your point,
sir.
It comes from the heart, right? The heart of each one of those 150 employees. How about the longevity, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
How about the longevity? I hear 46 years. I hear 22 years. I hear the gentleman that I was talking to, next to the filling station, coming out of the military. The reason why he joined you is his uncle was with you for like 30 years, right? His son and all that. It's amazing, right? What does that mean to you all? When these human beings, these people, right, who have responsibilities and families, continue to come back and continue to refer Indiana Oxygen to their loved ones. What does that mean to you guys?
Yeah. Well, it means a tremendous amount, Dirk. It means that we are doing most of the time, if not all the time, the right things. And because of that, they not only want to stay, but they think enough of the company and the way we treat them that they want their relatives to be
Amazing.
part of this special company.
Really amazing.
There's a security feeling that everyone will be treated fairly, that their best interest will be observed, and that they are given the ultimate opportunity to live out their career aspirations if that's what they choose to do.
And Wally, can I jump on that if you don't mind? Really, maybe the last question for me, because the episode speaks for itself. But Wally, to be able to live out their career aspirations, one of the things that I'm learning from this We Supply America tour, and what I believe is part of the story of the noble calling of distribution, is my second pillar, and that second pillar is that of people. And I'm still thinking it through. I'm still learning with every stop, every visit, every time I watch one of these episodes. But when I see Indiana Oxygen, I don't see the four walls. I don't even see the cylinders. What I see, what I heard, is that the business is a platform for your people to grow to whatever degree they want to grow, to fulfill their destiny, to fulfill their potential. To the degree they want to expand, you have provided a platform for them. For the one individual to go from driver to now heading up all of distribution, right? Just one example. It's a platform for growth to fulfill potential. And I thank you for that. I opened up my thoughts with that's goodness, man. That's pure goodness in my mind, providing that type of a platform. And that is truly, truly noble. And I think these are people platforms to help unleash the human spirit, to help people grow. And then when I hear your people talk about their career at Indiana Oxygen, that's what I see. You unleashing people towards their potential. And man, that's pure goodness, buddy. That's pure goodness, guys. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you, Dirk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dirk.
Guys, can I ask
Appreciate
you? Can I ask you one last question? We'll end on this if you don't mind. Gary, I asked you at the very last scene if you could say something to Wally and his father and his grandfather. I'm going to turn that around. Guys, if you could say one thing to your employees before they sit down and they watch this episode, what would you want to say to your employees, the 150 employees of Indiana Oxygen, as they're about to sit down and watch this We Supply America episode? And Gary, I'll start with you if you don't mind.
All righty. Well, I'm going to say the same thing I said in the trailer.
Yeah, it's
in
all
your
right.
RV. We love them, And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dirk, I would ask them when they watch this to compare that to any people that they know and the jobs that they have, and see if it's the same thing, and see if they can replicate the type of synergy and security and trust that we have here. I don't think they'll find it.
Without question. I appreciate it. Gary, Wally, you made me proud to be able to meet you, learn about Indiana Oxygen, meet your people, and tell your story. And I hope this episode makes you all proud. And thank you for being one story of 30,000, right? One of 30,000 representing the noble calling of distribution and keeping America supplied. Gentlemen, thank you both so very, very much.
Hey, Dirk.
Thank you.
Dirk, real quick, you're always welcome back, and we salute you.
Thank you, Agnes. Thank you. We salute you guys. For those who rocked, we salute you. Be well, my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We salute you.
Thank you. So there you have it, you guys. Okay, see you guys. So there you have it, guys. Gary Halter and Wally Brandt, the CEO and the president of the organization. Thank you guys for joining us, and just excellent representatives of the noble calling of distribution. So what I'd love to do now is remind you that all of this can be found at wesupplyamerica.net. You go to wesupplyamerica.net, and there you'll have it. You'll find that episode 4 is live. You click that banner, and you'll be brought to that episode. I clicked the wrong thing there. And I want to remind you that you can watch the episode. You can stream the episode. Go ahead and click that. You'll be brought to the page, and you'll be able to meet the individuals who were featured in there. Again, I want to remind you of the download kit. Please download this kit. Have conversations with your teams. We have and I don't want to forget this also. That conversation that I had with Wally on pit row, my gosh, what an experience. But it doesn't end there. It continues on for about 20 more minutes. The entire conversation I had with Wally is there for you. Again, I'd like to have special thanks to our partners. We could not do this without Infor and Proton. We couldn't do it without being in association with the National Association of Electrical Distributors, American Supply Association, ISSA Show North America, and Vipar Heavy Duty. So there you have it, you guys. Everybody can be found at our website. Let me see if I can find the right one. Here it is, wesupplyamerica.net. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Next week, we have an amazing episode, our 5th one with Great Lakes Hotel Supply Company out of Detroit. Think about what this company went through and their customers, restaurants, went through, and you're going to be able to get it all at wesupplyamerica.net. Guys, thank you for continuing to follow us. I appreciate it. Continue to champion alongside us, with us. You're the story of supplying America. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week. Thanks again.